Laura DeFranco is my name and Brave Healing is my game. I am both a publisher and a poet. I'm also a healer, you guys. This is called Let Me Hold Your Heart. Let me hold your heart while you feel. Start at the beginning. Be gentle. Let your arms, legs, and soul unwind. Be kindest to the dark parts. Be curious. Be brave. Stay when pain comes. Notice your ruminating mind. Soften. Step in and watch. Expand your ribs with the inhale. Be in your body. Let me hold your heart while you feel. Start where you are. Go slowly. Let your chest, core, and hips shake, reverberate. Be surprised. Be still. Be brave. Stay awake when joy comes. Notice your doubting mind. Let go. Step back and behold. Sigh out loud with the exhale. Be in your body. Let me hold your heart while you heal. You're not alone. So I start most of my videos and programs with a poem because I want you to know who I am at my core. And I'm a little nervous today because this video is a challenge, right? We were challenged in a course that I'm taking to do a longer form video and just go for it, talk about something we could talk about all day long, right? And for me, it's book publishing. I want to have the conversation nobody is having. I want to tell you what the experts forgot to tell you. So, do you guys know that it can take over 2 years to get a book published traditionally, even after the book is already finished? Like, this makes me sad, you guys. You know why? Because you could be helping a lot of people by sharing your brave words in those 2 years you're waiting for a traditional publisher to pick up your book. And that's not even counting the time, the months or years it took you to land an agent, which is the way you can shop a traditional publisher for most publishing houses. So don't get me started on that piece of it. There's pros and cons to traditional publishing and self-publishing and the kind of publishing that everybody is forgetting to talk to you about, which is called hybrid or indie publishing, which is what Brave Healer Productions does and is. So you guys, I got to go to this writers conference this past weekend and I got to speak. I did the morning keynote to this room full of writers, and I was so in heaven, just inspiring them and sharing my stories about my books and my life and inspiring them to step up and write their stuff, right? I had such a great time. And the rest of the day, I got to go take writing classes, which was also my heaven. And I sat in on a panel on publishing, and they were covering self-publishing versus traditional publishing. But what they forgot, hybrid or indie publishing, and nobody talked about collaborative publishing. So these are the two most powerful opportunities you have to not only publish your brave words and leave your legacy in the world in a bigger way, but do it in a spirit of community building and collaboration, which is a way bigger energy than you being your own solo book author out there in the world. Now, we publish nonfiction unless you are publishing through our Brave Kids Books imprint, which is a combination of fiction and nonfiction, right? According to our authors or up to our authors. But I want to tell you a little bit more about the things I've learned so that you don't have to make all the mistakes in the beginning, but that you also have the right kind of information to make the right kind of choice when it comes to putting your book out into the world. So I want to talk about the business of publishing for a minute. And I also want to talk about book sales and monetizing your book. Now, if you're a fiction author and you're doing mysteries or thrillers or romance novels or other forms of fiction, some of these things may not apply to you. But if you're one of my holistic health, wellness, or business experts, and you're publishing your nonfiction teaching memoirs, inspirational memoirs, your nonfiction books, where you're really stepping up with your master teachings, this is for you, y'all. Okay. So, do you guys know that traditional publishers often pay authors as little as 10% of a book's sales while keeping up to 90% of the profits? Now, listen, that sounds bad, but I actually get it because traditional publishers run a business just like I do. They have to pay their editors and designers and their admin, and it's a business, you guys. Right? So while you might be out there like wanting a traditional publishing deal and thinking that's really exciting, read the fine print of those contracts. They are going to make their money back in one way or another. They should make their money back, right? So often traditional publishers are more for influencers or celebrities or people with millions of followers, huge email lists, because traditional publishers will be willing to give somebody like that an advance, pay you, give you a book deal, because they know that the book sales coming in are not only going to make up that advance, but then also make them money. That is a traditional model, right? But when you decide to make a different move with self-publishing or hybrid publishing, you're going to be keeping all of the proceeds, right? Or way more of the proceeds. And you'll also be doing it way faster than 2 years. So again, that's the thing that makes me the most sad, is that your beautiful work, your legacy, your world-changing magic, your modalities, your stories that could be healing people are sitting for sometimes years, not getting into people's hands because you're sitting around waiting for a traditional publisher to pick you up, right? So the business of publishing. Well, first of all, if you have a book, you have a business. So I had somebody come up to me at the conference and say, well, you talked about this and that, but I don't really have a business. And I looked at her and I'm like, well, you wrote a book, right? She's like, yeah. Well, if you wrote a book, if you have a book, you have a business, and you have to get into your business strategy mind first and foremost, right? Your business is the book. And then what is the book bringing people back to in your world? Are you building an email list so that you can announce your second book to that list of people, right? And this is the advice I wish I would have got early on, was to start building that email list from the get-go. Because even if you do go traditional publishing route, the first thing they're going to want to see in your book proposal is your marketing plan and how big your list is. I went to a Hay House Writers Conference back in 2015, and Reed Tracy spoke from the stage about the 10 to 15,000 people I needed on my email list for them to really pay attention to my book proposal. And I'm honest, I was depressed that day because I don't know, I might have had like 200 people on my email list. But I'm not the kind of person who like gives up just everyone's got to start somewhere. Everyone has to start from 0 people on their email list. So today is the day to start building your email list and getting into the business of your book, right? And I'm proud to say I'm beyond that goal at this point in time. It took me a few years and a couple of business coaches and strategies. But it's not impossible, for sure not impossible. And I'll give you just like a little extra tip there. Like if you love to write, well, then do some guest blogging on some bigger blog sites, and you'll have hundreds of people on your email list just from one great guest blog, right? I blogged a lot for Mind Body Green and the Elephant Journal and a few others, probably lots of others. So, all right, I'm getting off on a tangent with that, but that is part of the business of publishing that I want you to know. And there's lots more about this business of publishing. I want to provide you guys some real info, some stuff you need to know, according to Laura, about publishing to encourage you and inspire you and get you moving with getting those words into the world, you know, not 2 years from now, but like now, like, how are you going to do it? So let's talk about your book sales and monetizing your book for a second. Also part of the business of publishing. Well, you know, book royalties are cool. They're real. And we've had anywhere from hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars in book royalties. And that can be real income for people who have a smart promotion and marketing plan. But what if the book that you were selling or even giving away brought people back into your world for a course you were teaching, a coaching package or sessions that you do, a program that you run? Those all have price tags. And if your book acts as the first know, love, and trust to build that with your prospective client, they may just click on a book resource link inside of your book and join your program, join your coaching program, whatever that is. Okay, that's some real money. That's some money that could go beyond just book royalties. And that's why a lot of the times I love to give my books away. All right. So let's back up a minute and talk quickly about self-publishing, traditional publishing, and then this middle ground that is hybrid or indie publishing. You guys, hybrid publishing, that is my business, Brave Healer Productions. You're paying me a fee to do these things for you, with you, so that your book gets out there in the best, highest level way possible. And I get paid well for what I do, but you get a product and not just the book published in the world. Publishers have to understand, or if they don't, too bad for them. I understand that writing, publishing, promoting, launching and promoting your book, that's a healing journey. You heard my poem in the beginning of the video, right? That's who I am at my core. And I know that you as an author going through these steps, it's quite a self-development and healing journey. So getting a hybrid publisher who understands the journey and isn't only getting that beautiful book into the world in a bigger way, but can coach the process so that you get so much more out of it than you even expected to get. That's what we're doing around here with hybrid publishing, at least Brave Healer Productions is. And the other thing about that is, what's next after the book comes out? Well, marketing it, Laura, right? Well, yeah, but what if your publisher helped you craft and build a book launch team, a community of raving fans who helped you get the book out into the world in a bigger way? And what if that publisher offered opportunities to come back into a heart-centered, supportive community that had your business building back after the book is published, and you could always rely on coming back into that community to help purchase your book, but get to know you, network with you, learn about you, become a badass business referral partner. Oh my gosh, can you guys feel the ripples of this kind of publishing? I hope you can, because I feel like one of my jobs on the planet is to disrupt the traditional publishing. Oh, the way that it's done, the way we've learned it should be, or the goal that we should all be after a traditional publisher to say, hey, I like your book, you're worthy, your ideas. No, you guys are all worthy. You were born, so you're worthy. Your message matters deeply. And just because you aren't an influencer or a celebrity that can sell millions of books doesn't mean your book shouldn't be out helping people, right? So hybrid or indie publishing. And drop down into the comments, ask me all the questions you have. There's so much here for you to know about taking the steps in self-publishing. I want you to take all the steps in a perfect right way so that the end result is great for you. I will answer all your questions, no matter if they have to do with self-publishing or indie publishing or anything else you're wondering, right? Distribution platforms, book pricing, the professionals who edit and design and load your book into Amazon and Ingram Spark and all of the different places your book could be printed and why and how. I could go on, right? And it's overwhelming. It's a lot. It's a lot. And what if you had a generous resource that just wants you to succeed? Well, you have it. You have it now, you guys. So please share the video, right? Give me some thumbs up, but drop your comments, your questions. I'm ready. I'm ready for you. And lastly, today, you guys, remember, your words change the world when you're brave enough to share them. It is time to be brave.